Hi guys, Miss Smith here again, and today I thought we could do a craft relating to our Wonders curriculum. So I know that you guys have been reading some stories and learning a lot about why it's important to keep a record of the past, like in a diary or a journal, like the one in Valley of the Moon. So I thought I could show you 3 different ways to make your own diary or journal at home using things you could find around your house. Now, step 1, probably the easiest, but only if you have the right materials. So what you'll need is paper, obviously. I have blank paper, but you can use any kind of paper you want. Blank paper, lined paper, grid paper. And then it also depends on what you want to use it for. So if I wanted to write something, I might want blank paper. If I'd like to use it as a drawing journal, I'd probably want blank paper. Or I could have maybe alternating pages, or maybe even some newspaper if you were going to want to do something like, say, keeping like a nature journal where you could put leaves and flowers in that you find out in nature. So first thing you need, paper. Second thing, a stapler. Like I said, this is the easiest one. So all we really have to do is take our paper, fold it in half, or don't fold it if you like the long thing. But remember, if you fold it up, then you're going to get double the pages. Then just staple it like usual if your staple's not broken. And after you fix your stapler, which you didn't know was broken, you can just finally staple it together like so. Oh boy. This is why you should always get help from your parents when using script. Okay, and then we have our pages. Now the last step is actually about how to make our cover, and this is actually going to be the same for every journal. Now, what you want is some paper or cardboard that's thicker than what you're using, because it'll protect the what you're using for the inside, because it'll protect the outside of your journal. And I'm just going to keep my pencil here. I've just got some old poster board that's just been hanging around in that, and I'm going to trace roughly around my paper. Miss Smith needs a bigger work area. Okay. And then put the pages inside, and so with this method, I would staple it in place, and then you can decorate it. I also like the idea of using also you can find anything you're recycling can write the cover. I also like to use pasta boxes because of this cool little window here. Like, that's where you can put your name on the inside, and everyone could see Miss Smith's journal. Then you can, just have fun decorating it. Use some stickers, draw something. I might drop it Yoda later. Alright. Now for method number 2. This one's a little similar in that, you need to have the right mechanical things, but similar idea. This is the hole punch method. So, if you don't have a hole punch, don't worry. I actually did a test one already here. Same thing, you can choose to do it the long way, or folded. Folded gets you double pages, remember? You'll put it in your hole punch, like that. If you don't have a hole punch, this next part, don't do without your parents. Your parents could help you cut holes in the paper. Once again, your parents, not you. And then you might be asking, how will we bind our pages together? Well, there are a couple options here. We could use yarn or string or rubber bands, or even, where did I miss one band? You could even loop in some pipe cleaner, or I'm actually going to use twist ties, zip ties. Now this method, I do want you would want to put your holes in your cover first. So I'm just going to do one as an example here. So this misses the hole. Okay, so what I do is then, what am I doing? I'm putting the cover inside. Okay, line up the hole. In this case, I'm going to put pull my twist tie, cut off the extra there. And you know, then obviously I would do the other holes, but I just did this as an example. And then you can decorate. Now for some added stability in any of these journals, what you can also do is, you have all your pages here, is take the first page and a glue stick or some Elmer's glue and glue it in place, and it'll actually make it extra sturdy because then it'll really be bound to your book. You know, like when you open a textbook and you can see like the, and you okay, kitty? Okay. And then after you let your cat out of your room, you go on to method number 3. This one is the most involved, but it's actually a classic way to make good long-lasting books. Is how they make regular books, but with the machine instead of by hand nowadays. This method you can only do with folded paper. So I'm going to fold a couple pages, not too many, not too thick. You can add more later, next to it to thicken it out. For this one, we're going to need paper, thread, a needle, and a thumbtack. And so what essentially is, we're going to actually sew the pages of the book together. So I'm going to take my thumbtack, and without stabbing myself, see, I'm going to poke. It's hard to do when you can't see in front of yourself. Several holes in the paper. Kind of like about where you could think of like staples being, and relatively close together, not like too far apart. There we go. I'm going to take my needle and thread, and I've already tied a knot here. You want to tie a knot at one end, and flipping it over, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through one of the holes I made, pull it all the way through, tight, but not too tight, you don't want to rip the paper. I'm going to go back through the closest hole, and again, I'm going to go to the next hole, go back through the other side. So I realize the white and the light might make it a little hard, but you see the idea here. I'll show you from the other side. The needle coming through, pull it through, And back in again. I'm almost done. Then back through the final fold. Now if I want, I could make another pass through here to like make it sturdy, but right now as it is, see, all my papers are together. So then I just want to take my thread, go through here, make sure it's nice and taut when I go to make tie it off at the end. I've kind of looped it through that last one. Then I can snip it. Take my two ends. It's kind of hard to see here that I have two pieces of very tiny string. And I tie it twice here. And look at that, you've just bound some book pages. Now for this one, for the cover, I'm actually going to take the cover back off this one. This only has so much paper. Okay. Now this one we have to do, because it's really hard to, if you're doing cardboard in that, you could, but it's going to be a lot more difficult to push holes through here. And I'm going to lay a bit of glue down at the spine, actually. Actually, I probably should explain that's what this is. This is the spine of your book. I'm sure you've heard that term in library class. Move it down that way. And now it's very important I get enough glue here. I want to really make sure that inner page sticks. This is what's going to bind the cover to our journal. Or if you don't want a cover, that's fine. Just know it gives it extra stability, make it nice and smooth. And now, I only put one thing in here, but so if you wanted to add more pages, do the same thing, make more of these, glue them in, and you can make your book essentially as many pages as you want. See? And now, we'll do oh, it's probably backwards, sorry. Miss Smith's journal. And then feel free to decorate it however you want. Now you could also use some glitter. Never use glitter inside. Oh my gosh, go outside if you're going to use glitter. Your parents will thank you. And if I wanted to put like maybe a little border here for extra stability, I could take a bit of duct tape here. Measure out let's see, the approximate length of my book here. It's better to be longer than shorter because you can always trim it. I also have a nice protective border. And I mean, honestly, like I said, paint it, sticker it. You could put a collage from magazines on there. The important thing is that it's yours, and you fill it up with the things that you want to fill it up with. And maybe someday, someone else will find it, and I really enjoy what's inside. Alright, Well, I hope this gives you guys some great ideas about how you can record what is the present to you, but will someday be the past for someone else. All right, bye.